Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in to our Boys and Girls Club of Albany College tour. Today, we are so grateful to have none other than Andrew College, my beloved university, uh, whom I had the privilege of attending and majoring. And it's so exciting to have them on our platform today to actually share in the wonderful things that they are doing to actually engage and keep the alma mater whom I love so much going and thriving. A special shout out to President Lynn Buchanan over there and the wonderful administration team that she has, especially to the Dean of Academics over there. Special shout out to everybody and the wonderful thing that they're doing. I also want to let you know that inside of our comment section, there is a Google form which you can complete. Inside of that Google form gives you the opportunity to share information and feedback about this college to experience each Tuesday at the 2 o'clock hour Eastern Standard Time. We come bringing advice from various colleges to you about scholarships, about their career experience, and also about how you can enroll in their institutions of higher learning. And so I'm going to bring on the vice president from Andrew College, Mr. Andy Jeter, to share more in this dialogue conversation with me. And so stay tuned, enjoy, ask questions, become involved. This is an informative session for all of our high school students, and especially those students that are going off to college and haven't made that final decision yet of what college that you would like to go to. Welcome on, Mr. Jeter. How are you today?
Well, thank you, sir. Doing well. How are you?
I am so great. I'm excited to have you on today to share with us during this experience of our College Talk 101.
Well, I am thrilled to be here. We are, as you might guess, doing a lot of things remotely right now. In fact, there's actually for your students who may be interested today and tomorrow. There's a national virtual college fair going on through go. Let's see. I think it's go to collegefair.com. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but there's, I'd say, probably a couple hundred colleges that students can chat with virtually. It's from 12 to 8, both today and tomorrow, and we have three folks in our booth uh, t- today and tomorrow that are anxious to talk to students. So, and it's
Okay.
free. So,
All right. Well, hey, listeners, stay tuned to that. I'll be dropping that link in the comment section for you all to go and experience as well. So, Mr. Jeter, I would like to first start off by saying thank you so much for the hard work that you and President Buchanan are doing down at Andrew College, and how you all are constantly making strides every day. I'm constantly getting updates on new programs that you all are offering, new majors, new degrees, and the new dormitories that are being built.
right.
And so I'm so excited about the great things that you all are doing. And from all of the alumni of Andrew College, we're so proud that you all are continuing the legacy.
Well, thank you so much. That means a whole lot to us. I know to President Buchanan as well, and I'll make sure I pass that on to her. We're excited with a lot of the things that have been going on at the college, not only in terms of just the academic programs, but also in terms of our relationship with the city. Some of the things we're doing as far as the downtown area. We have opened up a new music building, or renovated and opened up a new music building. Uh, we have just hosted the last couple of months. We hosted a Smithsonian exhibit, and now that space is now event space for the college. If you haven't been to Cuthbert in the last 6 months or so, you need to go when you can, if nothing else, just to see Magnolia Alley, which has two very large murals done by our own art professor Chris Johnson. There are benches there, Wi-Fi there. It's really a great place to just sit and hang out or to take photographs. Or it's a very colorful addition to the town square in Cuthbert.
And that's great. And I had the privilege of coming down last year for homecoming. And I truly enjoyed the experience and seeing all the new additions and the murals on the wall, and you all preparing for the Smithsonian. And so I just say to anybody that haven't had a chance to view um, Cuthbert in the past 6 months to 8 months, hey, it's a time for you to go down there and view it and experience the new life of Andrew College.
Yep. So we are very very excited. What I want to do, if you don't mind, is I'm going to share my screen, and
Yes, sir.
what I'd like to do is show y'all some of the things on our website that are new. I want to make sure you've got some information on that. Let me pull this up here. Hopefully, it'll pull up fine. Now, lagging just a little bit today. Let's see if we can. Yep. Yep. Well, I'm not sharing on my end. Are you sharing on your end? Let's see. I seem to be stuck. All right, let me try that again. Screen share. All right. Yep. This worked fine in rehearsal a minute ago, but for some reason seems to be having issues. Well, let me go ahead and start off by telling you some things, and then I'll keep trying to see if I can fix this. We have done a number of things, certainly in the last few months, as we have prepared for and are going through this current issue that we have going on with the pandemic. One of the first things we did, and again, I'll try this here in a second just to see if I can get it to work, is we set up a virtual preview day. We were forced to cancel our own campus preview days, which were scheduled for April and May. But, there you go. Maybe you can get it to work. But instead, scheduled this virtual preview day, which students can click into anytime. There's a message from our president there. There's also a message from our academic dean. There are some different things to view, including a campus tour, a financial aid presentation that's actually broken down into 3 sections, which makes it a little bit easier, so it's not listening to the same presentation for 45 minutes or so. And it also has a PowerPoint with it that makes it a little bit easier to follow. And then down at the bottom, past the financial aid sessions and past the message from our academic dean, you will find some things about getting to know Andrew College. You got a little message from me there in the bottom right-hand corner. You have a message from our athletic director. Right now, we have 4 short videos under the Get to Know Andrew College section. We're hoping to replace a couple of those here over the next few weeks. We do have an upcoming question and answer session with our student ambassadors. We're hoping to put that on there, and then maybe some other information from faculty members. So again, if you go through the whole thing, it'll probably take you, hour and a half or so. If you want to spend that time and do everything, you can go in for as little as 5 minutes. I don't know if from here you can click on the tour, but if you could try, if you click on this top left one, I don't know if this will work on your end or not, but if it will, then we can watch a little something on our new residence halls. But if it doesn't, don't worry about it. We did build new residence. Oh, there we go. I'll tell you what, let me try to share my screen. Let me see if it'll work this time. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, yours may work. Okay, yes. There we go. All right, show you a little bit about our new residence halls. Well, as they say, it looks like we're experiencing technical difficulties. Our new residence hall is Patterson Hall. We had a former residence hall called Patterson that was there for about 50 years, and we demolished that and put up four smaller residence halls. Each sleep 8 people, so it's more like a house. uh, if you get a chance to take the tour, uh, then it'll lead you through one of the Patterson quad houses. Each sleeps 8 people. There's a living room area, there's a large screen TV, there's a washer dryer, and a microwave that all come with the unit. Then there are 4 bedrooms with 2 people in each bedroom, and then 2 bathrooms as well. Uh, so that's one new addition to campus this year. Rhodes Hall, which we don't have on the tour, except an exterior of. Rhodes Hall is getting ready to undergo about a $250,000 renovation to the
Oh,
second
wow.
floor this summer. It had one done to the bottom floor last summer. So it'll get new electrical work, new plumbing, new furniture, and just a total redo of that floor of the building. Mitchell Hall, which is one of the other residence halls, underwent a $700,000 renovation about 2 years ago. And they also got new interior work, plumbing, electrical, things like that, plus got new furniture and TVs in all the rooms as well. Some of the other things that you will see if you take the virtual preview day with us, we do have a section on our fine arts program where we do highlight the new music facility that we have on campus downtown and our new ceramic studio as well. Some of the other things that you will see when you do the tour will be our nursing program. Our nursing program is now located on the second floor of Warren Bush. Warren Bush was just recently reopened after a $2 million renovation. The first floor, which you'll also see on the tour, is classroom space, and the second floor will be or is space for the nursing program. So that kind of gives you a little bit of what to expect if you do the virtual preview day with us. Again, it's available anytime. We invite you to log on to it. It's not a substitute for being on campus. We realize that, but we want to give you as good a look as we can right now of what you can expect on campus. Now, a couple of other things. One thing in particular on our website that I want to point out to you is going to be also under the admissions section, and it's called Andrew One Stop. I will try one more time to share my screen. Let's see if it will let me do it again. Hopefully it will. And for some reason, it will not. So, but if you're able to go to Andrew One Stop under the admissions section, Andrew One Stop is designed to take you from being a prospective student who is just finding out a little bit more about Andrew College all the way through summer orientation. If you just follow the steps that we have laid out for you. First step is applying for admission, of course, but there's a step for financial aid. There's a step for sending your transcript. There's a step for paying your deposit. There's a step for summer orientation. So again, just following those easy steps will lead you from being a prospective student to being an Andrew College Fighting Tiger in the fall. Speaking of fall, just to let you know, and I know we've had various colleges have said different things. We do have a commitment that we will have an on-campus fall experience this year for students. Now, that may or may not necessitate us starting a couple of weeks later than we had planned. As of right now, we still plan for a start in the middle of August. But again, the plan is to have students on campus, to have sports in place, activities, everything going on just like we would for a normal semester. Our summer semester, for those of you who may be underclassmen wanting to take some dual enrollment courses, or folks who are seniors and you want to get a jump on college this summer, we're going to offer some courses primarily online. And they're broken into 3 blocks. You could either do an 8-week block, and there's some courses that'll be 8 weeks starting May 26th. Some courses will be 4 weeks starting from May 26th going through about June 25th, and then a second block going from June 26th through about July 24th, 25th, somewhere in there. You can see that course schedule if you go to academics. You'll see a block that'll say catalogs course schedules. You can click right there, find the summer schedule, and see what's available. All those courses are going to be online with a couple of exceptions. And one exception I want to make sure I talk about here in a second. And that is our Summer Bridge program. As of right now, our Summer Bridge program is going to be on campus from the end of June, June 26th, until about July the 24th. What Summer Bridge is an opportunity for students who have been conditionally admitted to the college, which basically means that they're going to need to take some learning support classes in English or in math or in both. It gives you a chance to live on campus for that month, to take those classes that you need to be totally prepared for college work in the fall. One really nice feature to it is that through a scholarship that we're able to offer, that the majority of students will only pay room and board. They won't even have to pay tuition for the program unless they're taking an overload of hours. Normally, a student will take somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 semester hours, usually 7 or 8 at the most. You can also take our freshman level Andrew College Experience or ACE course during that time as well. So it's a great opportunity for students to go ahead, get fully prepared for the fall with all college courses, which keeps them on track for graduation. Plus, it's a chance to come in and experience college life for 4 weeks before everybody else gets to campus. Gives you a chance to move into the dorms, to get used to being in college before everyone gets there. So that's another great opportunity that we have coming up, which, again, as of right now, is designed to be an in-person opportunity starting at the end of June. You can find more information about that also on our website. If you just do a search in the directory for Summer Bridge, the Summer Bridge program page will come up and will give you all the information that you need. Because of what's gone on this spring, we have decided 2 things. One is to waive the SAT or ACT requirement. So a student does not need to complete an SAT or ACT in order to be accepted to Andrew College in the fall. The second thing is, to make things a little bit easier for folks, we have a special code you can use all summer, which will allow you to apply for admission at no charge. And that code, not surprisingly, is COVID. If you put in capital C, capital O, capital V, capital I, capital D, when you apply for admission, as the admission fee waiver code, it will waive your $20 application fee. So let me try just one more time to see if I can get the screen to come up. And if so, we can continue to share it. If not, then I'll probably be ready to answer some questions from y'all if you have them. And for some reason, I am still not able to log into it. And again, worked great in rehearsal, folks. It really did. So.
All right, Mr. Jeter. So I would first start off our question and answer segment by saying I know you mentioned about the fee waiver and them actually entering in the code. What other opportunities are Andrew College offering to students during this COVID-19
Okay.
for high school seniors, as far as scholarships or different admissions opportunities?
Okay. Well, we're still, we still continue to award scholarships and financial aid just as we have. Now, we'll say that we do have a full scholarship program, and that was completed before schools were closed. So that one that one had finished. But we do still have academic scholarships that range up to $9,500 per year. We still have athletic scholarships available as well. If a student is a talented athlete, uh, they are able, if they go to our website, click on athletics. In the top
Mm-hmm.
right hand corner, you'll see something that says prospect questionnaire. And if you fill that out, that'll go directly to the coaches. And they can get in contact with you if you're interested in playing. Uh, we do also offer some partial uh, scholarships in the fine arts right now. We have had our full tuition uh, scholarship days for that program, but for those programs, but we do still have some $1,500 scholarships available in that, and those can be added to any other scholarship that a student receives from us. We also have need-based aid, so if a student doesn't qualify for an academic scholarship from us, then they're still able, through the results of their FAFSA, to receive need-based assistance from the college. Now, we'll say on average, a student coming to Andrew pays in tuition about half of what the published price is on average. And again, average is average. Some people pay a little more, some people pay a little less. So tuition is going to wind up being about, again, with that scholarship or aid, probably for most people around $9,000 per year, which makes it very comparable to attending a state school, even
Mm-hmm.
though we're private. Uh, One of the things that we work very hard to do is bring down the costs as much as we can, because we know college is a major investment for people. It doesn't mean it's free, just like it is with statism. Doesn't mean college is free,
Although we would like that.
although we would like that. But it.
So you mentioned about sports,
Mhm.
and you mentioned about students applying and submitting on the website entrance into the athletics to gain athletic scholarships. Can you mention about, for our sports listeners and high school students that participate in sports, what type of sports do Andrew College have?
Absolutely. For men, we offer soccer in the fall. We offer cross country in the fall. We also offer basketball in the winter and spring, baseball during the winter and spring, or I'm sorry, yeah, essentially winter and spring, and then also golf. And for women, we offer soccer and volleyball. We offer basketball. We offer softball, and we offer cross country as well. Uh, Now, one of the things I'd recommend to you if you are really interested in playing in college uh, is, in addition to filling out the questionnaire, is also have something available for the coaches to view, because as you know right now, all the seasons have been canceled. So
Hmm.
whereby a coach before may be able to come out and watch you play a basketball game, may be able to watch you play a soccer game, a softball game. They can't do that now. Uh, so in particular, if you have any kind of tape, you can show them. If if your school's basketball team tape the games, if you have a highlight reel, there are some various sites that some students uh, will belong to with recruiting videos and things like that. If you don't have any of those things, even if you can go out with somebody with a camera, and if you're a soccer player, watch you juggle and dribble and shoot some. If you're a basketball player, you know watch you shoot from different places on the court. If you're a baseball player, watch you hit. So things where they can get a gauge of your level. It's not going to be a substitute for watching you play in a game, but at least that starts to give them an idea of kind of where you are and whether or not your talent level will fit into our programs.
And so we're talking about all of the different opportunities of students, high school seniors, submitting video footage to our students, to the coaches.
Hmm.
It shows students and listeners that Andrew College is a college that's willing to meet the needs to get you enrolled into college, no matter what obstacles are. COVID-19 issues you may be facing or dilemmas that has come about. Andrew College is providing that opportunity for you to say, hey, it's home for you. It's an opportunity for you to become a fighting tiger. So, Mr. Jeter, when we talk about the admissions process, when we talk about financial aid, and for parents and directors of other organizations from Boys and Girls Clubs of
Mhm.
America that are listening, can you speak on the type of environment for academics that Andrew College has for study halls or peer to peer mentoring and tutoring assistance?
Sure, I'd be happy to. We are one of one of the most supportive colleges that you're going to find. Uh, One of the things about Andrew is we have, really have students that run the gambit. Students who are, we have a couple that are 4.0 students that have a 1300 SAT. We also have a number of students that have a 2.0 and maybe don't have an SAT or ACT score at all. Uh, and we know that students, whether they were extremely successful in high school or not as successful as they wanted to be in high school, can struggle and need assistance. So what we've put in place is kind of a variety of things. Uh, First of all, uh, our most basic studying is the SSC. The SSC is a Student Success Center. Student Success Center is open with both professional tutoring and peer tutoring for students. If a student needs to study for a test, if a student is not understanding math concepts, something like that, and they're not able to go to their professor because their professor in all cases is going to have office hours and they can go meet with the professor at that time, but let's say they can't do that for some reason. It's they have trouble that's during an off hours 4 o'clock in the afternoon and the professor's office hours ended at 2, or they're in class or something like that. They can go to the SSC and receive tutoring in different subjects. For a student who is having trouble getting started writing a paper, we have an interdisciplinary writing and reading center where we help students uh, kind of get over the hump as far as getting their ideas down on paper, proofreading things, looking, to help their papers make sense. Doesn't mean they're going to do them for them, but it can be a very valuable thing, particularly for a student who either doesn't like to write or just kind of gets stuck on ideas. Uh, Now, let's say it is, and college students do this sometimes, it's 2 o'clock in the morning and a student is studying for a test. Well, the SSC is going to be closed by then. And professors, my guess, probably isn't going to be there. And my guess is if you knock on your suite mate's door and he's asleep, he's probably not going to be happy about it. You can use our 24-hour tutoring that we have called Upswing. And through Upswing, what a student does is they log into Upswing, they make an appointment for tutoring, uh, and then at that appointment time, they go back into Upswing and they meet with a tutor. Whatever subject they are looking to get assistance with. So it's really on a couple of different levels that we offer tutoring and assistance for students. Now, in addition to that, I will say, and you mentioned study halls, that most of our coaches will have mandatory study halls for their teams, uh, kind of sometimes until you've proven yourself. So, for example, you may have a study hall coming in as a freshman, but if you get at least a 3.0 or higher during that first semester, you don't have to have mandatory study hall anymore. If you fall below a 3.0, you have to have mandatory study hall. And if nothing else, it's a chance for everybody on the team to be together and to be studying together and focused on their academics. Uh, we are truly, and I've worked at 3 different institutions, and we are truly, I think, the most supportive institution I've ever worked at in terms of really being invested and a student's success. And one of the biggest factors to that is that we know that for the vast majority of our students, Andrew College is not the end of their education. We give primarily associate degrees, which are 2-year degrees, which means if you want to do something that requires a bachelor's degree or beyond, you're going to be going somewhere else after Andrew College. So we are very invested in making sure you have solid preparation to do that. Now, there are a few exceptions. For example, typically our students who are in the nursing program, after they finish, they go out into the workforce. They may decide later to do what's called an RN to BSN bridge program. That's totally up to them. But after finishing our program and passing the NCLEX, they are registered nurses, so they can go out and work in their field. Same thing with our students in our respiratory therapy program. They can go out and work in the field. Not so much for people in things like, history and biology and courses of study like that. They're typically going on for study beyond Andrew. Uh, I mentioned the nursing and respiratory therapy program. Another couple of programs I want to mention that do have kind of an aspect to it where you can go out into the workforce afterwards. One is our forestry program, and another is our sustainable agriculture program. Both are designed where if a student completed the associate degree, they can go out into the workforce, or they can use that to finish out their bachelor's degrees in other areas. Speaking of bachelor's degrees, and the difference really is a bachelor's degree is a 4-year degree, associate degree is a 2-year degree. With the bachelor's degree, we do also offer a bachelor's degree on campus in business administration. So right now, this is the only bachelor's degree we offer. However, there's another one coming, and it's elementary education.
Oh
So
wow.
if a student is interested in becoming an elementary teacher,
Mm-hmm.
we will, in the fall of 2021, which you think is a long way off, but it's really not. If you're a junior this year, you're going to be starting college in 2021. We're
Yep.
going to offer an elementary education program. And just to kind of give you an idea of where we are uh, within the area, the reason we're starting that is because our president looked at data uh, that showed a real lag in third grade reading levels in our area of the state. And for those of you who don't know, and most of you don't know, because I didn't know this, but the state uses third grade reading levels to plan for prison beds later on. So it is very incumbent and very important to our area to get those reading scores up and to get students where they need to be to help their future.
Mm-hmm.
And the college wants to be a part of that. And we think the best way to do that is to grow a crop of our own teachers that can go out and, with a special emphasis in reading instruction, really make a difference for the students in our area of the state. So we're really excited about that program. And like I said, it should be starting in the fall of 2021.
And I know that Andrew College professors and faculty and staff pushes education, pushes it. Even the current dean of academics, Miss Karen Pittman, at the time that I was enrolled at Andrew College, she was actually over the library.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the things that she pushed the most is actually reading, staying in tune, staying up to date on current events. One of the most challenging classes that I had at Andrew College was actually an English class, British English class. And so that was one of the things that Miss Karen Pittman always said, that you can master any assignment that you come across in a college course as long as you are constantly reading and staying up to date.
Mm-hmm.
And so I challenge all of our high school seniors, as you're embarking upon looking for an institution to go to, studying and researching which college and what major you want to go to. Can you speak on the different major programs and degrees that you all offer there at Andrew College?
Sure. We're going to offer like I said, primarily associate degree programs. We're associate. I'm going to offer an Associate of Science degree. That's going to be in a number of different areas. For example, biology, chemistry. We're also going to offer a associate program in athletic training is another one. A health sciences program. The health sciences is going to be in some way kind of a catch-all that if a student wants to do something like physical therapy, occupational therapy, want to go to dental school, want to go to vet school, all those things kind of fall under health science.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to offer an Associate of Arts degree in a number of different areas, including things like communication, liberal arts, English, history. We're going to offer a social sciences degree, and a social sciences is going to be designed for folks who want to go into sociology or want to go into psychology. It's also very good for folks who maybe are thinking about law school as well. We're going to offer a criminal justice program. We're going to offer an associate degree in music as well, an associate degree in visual arts, an associate degree in theater. Um, so, all in all, we have about 25 different associate programs. I mentioned a couple of them earlier when I was talking about forestry and sustainable agriculture. We also have a pretty new one in applied behavioral health as well.
Oh wow.
Uh, so, again, the idea is our programs are going to be primarily transferable. Uh, with all of our degree programs, students take 42 semester hours of general coursework and usually 18 hours within their major or their concentration. Even though we are private, the majority of our students, when they finish Andrew, go to college within the university system. Somewhere like Albany State, Georgia Southwestern, Columbus, Georgia, uh, you know, Georgia Tech, Kennesaw, and with our core curriculum aligned to the University System of Georgia core curriculum, a student doesn't lose credit when they transfer. So typically, a student that graduates from Andrew College will come in with junior standing to the college that they attend after Andrew, and they're completing those 2 years to finish out their degree. One really exciting program that I forgot to mention, and that started this year, is an associate program in engineering.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
Now, for those of you who are interested in engineering, engineering school is hard, and it's
Yes.
hard to get into. Uh,
Yes.
with our program, it is the first 2 years of engineering. So it is the same coursework, same engineering courses, same math, same physics courses that you'd find anywhere else, whether it's Georgia Tech, Auburn, Mercer, Kennesaw State. In fact, we consulted with all those schools before we started the program to make sure that students would get what they needed the first 2 years to move directly into an engineering program in that third year. But because it's the first 2 years of coursework, it's not specialized. So whether you want to do mechanical engineering or you want to do industrial engineering, whether you want to do electrical engineering, any of those courses or any of those programs would be appropriate to start at Andrew. Couple of advantages to that too is instead of having maybe 60, 80 people in your physics class, you have more like 10. Instead of having 100 people in your Calc 2 class, you have more like 12. Uh, so there's definitely an opportunity there for students to work a lot closer with faculty members uh, in making sure they are prepared. And again, because we know that our students in that program are going to be moving on to somewhere else to finish, it is very, very important to us that they have a solid preparation. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
some places in engineering will have courses that they refer to as weed out courses. That is, well, you got to get past this. If you get past this, and okay, well, maybe you could do something like engineering, maybe. Uh, as the head of our program refers to it, we almost have a weed in program. That is, we want to make sure that you are truly prepared, and we are truly going to support you in your preparation to make sure you are ready for that engineering program uh, at the other college. And one thing too, and a lot of people don't tell you this, but it is typically easier to enter a college, whether it's Georgia Tech, Georgia, Mercer, wherever, as a transfer student than it is as a freshman. Because when you're a transfer student, they are assessing you on your college work. Typically, they are not going back and looking at SAT or ACT scores. They're not looking at your high school grades. They're judging you on the basis of what you've done in college.
Exactly.
So that's the reason why we're a great place to start for a whole lot of students, because it makes them more attractive to other colleges. Uh, we've had a very good track record. For example, students from Andrew, our graduates going to the University of Georgia. Believe, as far as I can tell, the last 4 years, all of our students who graduate from Andrew who've wanted to go to UGA have gotten in. And as you know, UGA is a fairly tough place to get into, particularly as a freshman.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
and that is also one advantage of actually staying at Andrew and graduating rather than just going a year. Because again, you're looked upon more favorably when you transfer. Uh, but even though we are designed for to be a 2 year program for most people, it's also not a community college. It's also not something where you're necessarily just driving in and driving out. And, you pretty much go to class and that's all you do. We are a true campus community. As I mentioned, we have sports, we have residence halls, we have clubs, we have activities, we have all the things that you would find at a large school on a smaller scale. And so you get a true college experience those first 2 years before you transfer somewhere else, rather than going to a community college for a couple of years where you're going to school and going home. And yeah, I'm taking classes, but I'm also doing all this other stuff, where you are truly immersed in a college experience before you go into that 4 year school.
And I say too to the students that are listening and others, Andrew College student life experience is none like one I have ever experienced on a college campus. The close knit family, meeting up at, and Mr. Jeter, you probably can talk about this. There's a little something on Andrew College campus called Peg Leg Pete. And Peg Leg Pete is the hangout spot for students on campus. The wonderful student center. I mean, just the excitement of going from class to class, meeting up on the green
Mm-hmm.
is another part of the student life experience of Andrew College campus, and just the opportunity just to fellowship in the cafeteria for fried chicken Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And so those type of experiences at Andrew College really make your college experience memorable. And so, Mr. Jeter, if you want to hit on and just share about the experience of Peg Leg Pete and what it means, and for our listeners that are questioning, saying, "What is Peg Leg Pete?"
Well, Peg Leg Pete's our ghost. Like all good colleges, we have a ghost, and it's Peg Leg Pete. And Peg Leg Pete was in the hospital. Uh, the site of Andrew College served as a hospital during the Civil War, and the story goes that some of the girls who were at the college, because at the time we were a female college, that they served as nurses. And Peg Leg Pete was a soldier who fell in love with one of the nurses, and the nurse died. So he haunts the hallways looking for his lost love. So we figure, what better name than a place for students to hang out? Uh, so Peg Legs is actually undergoing a little bit of a transition now. We aren't serving food in there regularly, but it's still a place for students to just hang out with us between classes, with us in the evenings, and just relax and hang out and talk. Right off of Peg Leg Pete's and the rest of the student center, there's a pool table, there's a foosball table, there's a ping pong table, there are TVs, there's Xbox. They're just places to relax and be together. And I think that's one of the biggest things about being on a college campus is, yes, the academics are very important. Yes, that is why you're there to get that degree. But so much of what you learn, especially during those first 2 years of college, is not necessarily what's going on in the classroom. It is hanging out with the other students. It's meeting your roommate. It's getting through some difficulties. It's running into people that are totally different from you. Uh, I venture to say that not many of y'all uh, at your high school have a lot of Swedish students. Well, you know what? We got some Swedish golfers. Again, totally different than most everybody else and how they grew up. The language that they speak, but getting to know them, getting to know people from other areas. Uh, whether it's a student from Minnesota or a student from Washington or a student from Arkansas, or just that ability and just that opportunity to just be with those folks and to just be out on your own, uh, but know that you've also got, you're on your own, but you're also kind of in a bubble with us too.
Mhm.
In the sense
And
that it's a very
here's and
protected thing.
this is something that you hinted on a few seconds ago, and you talked about being from Sweden and being from having students from across the country there with you at Andrew College. That's one of the things that really caught my attention about Andrew when I first got there, about how many international students were enrolled at Andrew College at the time and still is. And with the Boys and Girls Club being a nationwide organization, and we having some listeners on from that are international from our club sites, can you speak about the international admissions process?
Sure. International admissions process, it's fairly similar to that for a domestic student. Uh, the biggest difference is that for an international student to come to college to study in the United States has to have what's called an F1 student visa. Okay. And for an F1 student visa, not only do they have to meet the admission requirements for the college, okay, so you need to make sure that you're sending in your course records, depending upon the type of system you're in. For example, if you're in the British system, then you're definitely sending your GSCE scores. If you've got GCE scores, you're sending those in too. If you're in a French system, your scores from the baccalaureate, you're sending those in. Uh, but you also have to prove English proficiency, which you can do through the TOEFL, the test of English as a foreign language. You can do through the ELTS test. You could do through the SAT. You could do through the ACT. But in addition to that, those academic requirements, you also have to have a financial guarantee, and that is an amount of money in the bank that will assure the U.S. government that you are coming to study, and that when you're coming to study, that you'll be able to afford to pay your bills. Uh, so that generally what happens is that we will get a copy of a bank statement or ask for a copy of a bank statement from your parents' bank. And in addition to that, a letter of financial guarantee, which basically says, yes, I will be responsible for the student's expenses while they're in college. Uh, so we have to have those things on file, and then in return, if you're accepted for admission, we send what's called an I-20, and the I-20 is used to get your F1 visa. You would go the to the U.S. consulate or embassy that's closest to you. You'd have an interview, and if the interview went well, then typically you'll get an F1 student visa to come and study. Um, with of course, with the global pandemic, uh, we don't know right now for the fall whether or not travel is going to open up sufficiently for international students to come over. Uh, we think it's going to, but again, that's not our that's not Andrew College's decision to make. That's going to be the federal government's decision to make. However, while we're talking about international students. I want to talk about one really neat international experience that we have. We have a sister college in South Korea.
Uh-huh.
And most of you don't know, I know I certainly didn't know, that kind of the founder of the modern South Korean educational system is an Andrew College graduate.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is very revered within South Korea. And we have an arrangement with Peiche University where we will have some of their students come to the college, and we'll have some of our students go there. And students will either get a chance if they wanted to do kind of just an experience. It's a 3 or 4 week experience they can do, or if they want to stay there and study, they can do it for up to 2 semesters. So they can spend a whole academic year at Peiche University. Uh, it's a great experience for students. It's a very eye-opening experience for students. You get a taste of what it's like to be be in a place that's very different from what you're used to. Whether it's the language, whether it's the food, whether it's the customs, whether it's the culture. And I think sometimes that's a very valuable thing to have. I think that makes you a much more, uh, I think it tends to open up your focus and open up your mind a bit when you've been exposed to situations like that. So we're really excited about that program. We had a couple years where we didn't see students from Peiche, but the plan is right now for 2 students to come over in the fall, and then for us to send students in the spring.
And I can say that international experience to South Korea is one like none other. I've never got that chance to go, but I have had classmates that did go, and some that graduated with me that really enjoyed that South Korea experience. And I must say that the international students that come to Andrew College, any college campus you go on and you get a chance to speak with international students, that's an opportunity of a lifetime to just really listen to their intellect, to listen to their experiences of growing up, the resources that they've had to do and to provide. And so, as we prepare to end our interview session, I want you all to know that Andrew College is so dear to my heart. I was provided such a great leadership opportunity my freshman year there of being serving as an residential assistant in Patterson Hall, and it was a great experience going from Patterson to Rhodes, and then just being active on campus, leading chapel services. And so I thank you so much, Mr. Jeter and President Buchanan, and the wonderful things that you all are doing. Anytime that the Boys and Girls Club of Albany can make a trip down to Andrew College, we certainly try our best to do so. On our previous college tour, hey, you all hosted us with
Mm-hmm.
such great hospitality, and our teams really did enjoy that experience. Any closing remarks or words, Mr. Jeter?
Well, I guess just in closing, first of all, thank you for having us here today. Yes, certainly we welcome y'all to come to campus for tours. Hopefully, we welcome individuals to come to campus for tours here in just a little while. Uh, just especially for folks who are seniors this year, I know your senior year didn't go exactly the way you wanted it to. There have been some things that came up that nobody could have expected or anticipated. Uh, as you sit there, and it is just natural to sit there and focus on the present. Uh, don't forget that you still have a very, very, very bright and very long future ahead of you. Uh, and don't get so caught up in the now that you forget about the future. Uh, this, just like everything else, this too shall pass. Uh, and with it, when you come out on the other end, it will, I think, make you stronger as a person. It will give you more of an appreciation of not only life itself, but just what it means to, or what we think of as normalcy. And part of that normalcy, hopefully, for most of you, is going to be extending your education beyond high school. Uh, I certainly hope that you will look at Andrew College, uh, that you will, see the kind of education that we can provide to you, see the different opportunities that we can provide. Again, whether it's, and I didn't get a chance to mention too much about this, but whether it's our servant leadership program, whether it's our honors program, whether it's our study abroad program, whether it's our athletic program, uh, kind of whatever that interest is for you, uh,
Hmm.
we invite you to really give us a good look, because I think we are a fantastic place for a lot of different students to start out. And just looking at the other side of the screen, look at the graduates that we produce. There's one right there in front of you. So,
Oh yes.
and do be sure to check out, again, with our website, our virtual preview day. Check out our Andrew One Stop. There's also a chance from the very front of our homepage. There's a chance to do a custom view book, which will give you the opportunity to receive information uh, very tailored to what you want to know more about. So, I invite you to do that as well.
And I thank you so much. Listen, you don't know how much it means for me to have you all to come on today to share. Once everything comes back to a little normal, I'll be certainly making a trip down there to have lunch with you all, just to get a experience and walk through of the college and the different things that you are rolling out. I'm so excited to see Andrew moving from just a 2 year associate program to bachelor's program. And listeners, viewers, hey, I encourage you to go take a look at Andrew College website. Check out the servant leadership programs that they have to offer. Check out the different chapel services that they have to offer, and also academic wise, check out the different degree and majors that they have, and the various scholarship opportunities that comes about. Uh, my entrance into Andrew College came by way of the theater program. And so I was really, really impressed with the theater program. And so ended up getting a scholarship through the theater program. And got to Andrew College. Was excited. I was thinking I was coming to Atlanta, Georgia. So pulling up in the Cuthbert, I saw the big billboard of Andrew College, and my mind just was blown away by the experience. And so I tell you all so much how much I appreciate Andrew College and the leadership experiences that they provided for me, and just the opportunity to be a student and a grad of Andrew College. It really means a lot. So listen, everybody. We're going to say thank you, Mr. Jeter. We thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to come on and share with us today on the Boys and Girls Club of Albany College Talk 101.
All right, happy to do it. Y'all have a great day. Stay safe.
All right, you too. Thank you so much now. Hey, listeners and viewers, today is Giving Tuesday. Hey, don't forget to go and swing by our Boys and Girls Club of Albany Facebook page and our Boys and Girls Club of Albany, Georgia website for an opportunity to give today for Giving Tuesday. Listen, we are launching a campaign for this COVID 19, Hope 365. Hope 365 will be an opportunity for you to give today to support in our COVID 19 relief and our response efforts. Your donation will go towards virtual programs, modules, and activities, tutorial sessions, weekly food pantry, and you just experienced one of our virtual college fairs that happens every Tuesday. And every Thursday, we have a career fair with various speakers. Hey, listen, we made it so simple and easy for you to give. The only way that you can give, and there's several others, but for those of you that have your phones in your hands right now, go ahead and text HOPE 365. HOPE 365 to number 41444, and it will prompt you with an option to give. Listen, we are making a difference and an impact through our virtual programming with the support of our directors and our program director and our area directors to make sure that we keep investing in our youth and helping us to open more doors to a great future. Hey, again, Hope 365. Go ahead while you're on our Facebook page or YouTube page. It's posted in the link ways that you can give to donate to the cause of the Boys and Girls Club. Hey, thank you so much for all that you're doing. To our wonderful CEO and our directors, Mr. Marvin Lasser, and to our unit directors. Hey, continue to keep striving and impacting this generation of children. Until next time, Thursday, tune in as we interview on our career lunch, career on wheels segment. Miss Kenyatta Nesbitt, who is a career advisor for Middle Georgia State College, along with Miss Quinetta Moore, who is the CEO of the Classy Coach. You don't want to miss this opportunity to gain knowledge from the experts. Hey, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.